Good evening, Toastmasters and guests. I welcome you all to our 7th for our 801 meet of Chennai Toastmasters Club. The mission of every Toastmasters Club is to provide supportive and positive learning experience in such a way that the members are empowered to improve their communication skills and leadership qualities, hence resulting in greater personality growth and self-confidence. Before moving to the meeting, I would like to brief upon certain rules which are to be followed. Keep your mobile phones on silent. Do not talk about taboo topics such as sex, politics, and religion. Kindly sit in a silent atmosphere so that you can hear what the speaker is speaking. Kindly be on mute until if it's your turn to speak. At the moment, please unmute yourself. If you have any message to be shared or conveyed, use the chat box below. With this, I hand over the control of our meeting to our presiding officer, Toastmaster Abhilash, to share a few words about him. He is the president of Chennai Toastmasters Club. He is CTM's mentor pool coordinator for Division C and assistant manager as a part of district finance team. Toastmaster Abhilash is chartered accountant by profession, and he's working in finance division of a chemical manufacturing MNC. Now the stage is yours, Toastmaster Abhilash.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Tarun, for those warm words of introduction. That introduction needs some updating. I'll get back to you. So a very warm good evening, fellow Toastmasters and my dear guests. It gives me great pleasure to welcome you all to meeting number 801 of Chennai Toastmasters Club. So recently, all of us had the honor of celebrating our 800th milestone. But more than the milestone, it is the journey that speaks volumes. And in that sense, all of us are back here today to continue this journey that has seen us cross 800, the first club in our district to in fact cross 800. So let us all congratulate ourselves and also focus on the journey that we have ahead. So on those words, let me declare open meeting number 801 of Chennai Toastmasters Club. Let us now proceed onwards with the meeting. To host us all for this evening on a day which is filled with lots of rain, we could not have asked for a more, contrasting person, a person full of enthusiasm, bubbling with energy. Let not his demeanor misguide you. He's such a wonderful and enthusiastic person whom we have as TMOD for today. It is none other than our veteran Toastmaster Shrikant Kuttikrishnan. To tell you all a few words about Toastmaster Shrikant Kuttikrishnan, he is working in the HR department of Indian Railways. Not only that, in Toastmasters, he's a mentor to many members in our club and is always the first one to sign up, among the first one to sign up for any kind of roles. So Toastmaster Shrikant, I'm sure we can expect this enthusiasm today as we go into the meeting. And I'm sure he's having an equally interesting theme to take us all today. Toastmaster Shrikant, the virtual stage is yours. Please set the stage on fire.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. On a chilly weather this afternoon, your words were really inspiring. It has warmed up. I feel like that I'm wearing a thermal clothes. Thank you very much for that. Good afternoon, everybody. It's a pleasure to be your host for this afternoon's meeting. CTM is always known for its cordiality and making our guests as well as the Toastmasters feel at home right here, right now. Not only just tens and thousands of lives have been lost, jobs have been lost, children have been orphaned, and all that, not even in our wildest and more scariest dreams that could happen, has happened because of this pandemic. The employment rate in India, as per the latest statistics given by CMIE, Center Monitoring Indian Economy, says India is clocking around 18.1 million people who are jobless. This I'm talking about both in the organized and unorganized sector. Not only that, the second wave of the pandemic has created 10 million job losses, and people are literally scurrying around to find a way to survive and sustain. In spite of all this, the irony of today's topic, attrition, is it really happening? I want to ask you this question with this background in your mind. Do you love going to your job? Does your job make you happy? Would you rather trade off your job to spend time with your family and friends, or do anything that is worthwhile that could bring a smile onto your face 365 days a year? Here's something more startling. Microsoft has done a survey and has come out with this figure. Take a deep breath and hold yourself to a second so that this message sinks into you. 41%, according to Microsoft's survey, the workforce across the globe are planning to shift their jobs. 95% of the workforce in America are planning to quit their jobs and to stay back home and do what they really want to do. This is called as the Great Resignation, a term that has been coined by Alan Cox. He says this is what is happening across the globe, where people have realized that trading their job for what really matters to them in their life and to do the things that they've been always wanting to do all their life is something that they're taking a hard look at after this pandemic. People are no more interested in doing a job, thereby giving up their comforts, giving up their family time, and literally not having a work-life balance. There is a great shift since the great recession that has happened in the year 2008 and 9. The great shift right now is the Great Resignation. And India is definitely not far behind in this recession. So the question is, are you prepared to quit your job? I'm not a person who's promoting to quit your job, but I have something very interesting to share with you this afternoon. Maybe you're an employee or an employer. How are we going to face this challenge where there is a paradigm shift in the mindset of people that a job is not all that they need as long as they survive in this planet Earth and they check out from here? Take a deep breath, hold on to your chair, and I'm going to be with you right throughout this meeting, sharing some very important and interesting things. Well, today's meeting has 3 segments: a prepared speech, where we have 2 brilliant speakers. One is a DTM and another is a president who's going to come on stage, virtual, going to deliver her speech, which is going to be very interesting. Then we have the fun-filled table topics, where we have a topic master who gives a topic at random, picks up anybody that he likes. Nobody knows what the topic is. You need to speak for a minute or 2. The third part is the most anxious part, waiting for the results, called as the evaluation session, where the entire meeting would be evaluated by a team of well-qualified and people who are good at their job, headed by the general evaluator. Everything is evaluated. So today, we have general evaluator, who is a person, who is a go-to person in our club. The man behind the scene who gets things organized and always has everything precise, and he brings it out on the table, and you can rest assured when you tell him to get it done, it is done. He's none other than our most lovable person, Toastmaster Naveen Raj, who's going to be a general evaluator. Toastmaster Naveen Raj.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Srikanth Kuttikrishnan. Evaluation is a process of making value judgments over a level of performance or achievement. For the benefit of our guests, I am the general evaluator for today's meeting, and I am going to conduct the evaluation portion of our meeting. I will be calling on a team to assist me with giving the feedback to our prepared speakers, and I will evaluate the overall of the meeting. Here I am going to give the first set of, I would like to share our first set of team. It's the tag team. T stands for timer, and A stands for accounter, G stands for grammarian. Our timer, Toastmaster Tarun, is doing his BCom second year in DG Vaishnava College. His hobbies are painting and cycling. His interest is to learn stock market. Currently, he is the Sergeant at Arms of Chennai Toastmasters Club, and the stage is yours, Toastmaster Tarun, to describe the timer.
Thank you for the warm welcome of me, Toastmaster, General Average Toastmaster Naveen. Good evening, Toastmasters and guests. As timer, I will time the table topic speakers, formal speeches, and evaluations. I will also alert each speaker of the time they have left using green, yellow, and red cards, which denote specific times remaining. For example, in table topic speakers should limit their remarks to not more than 2 minutes. At 1 minute, I will show the green card. At 1 minute 30 seconds, I will show the yellow card, and at 2 minutes, I will show the red card. In prepared speeches, if the speeches are 5 to 7 minutes, at 5th minute, I will raise the green card, 6th minute, yellow card, and at last, 7th minute, the red card. Every speaker will be given a 30 seconds of grace time, and beyond that, they will be disqualified. I'll give my timer report at last when called upon. Thank you.
Yeah, please describe the R counter role also, because you are doing the R counter.
Once again, good evening all. I'll be doing the R counter role. During the meeting, I will listen for overused words including well, but, so, and you know. I will also listen for the filler sound including and I will also note when speaker repeats a word or phrase such as I, or this means. At the end of the meeting, I will submit my report when our general evaluator calls me. Thank you. Now over to general evaluator, Toastmaster Naveen.
Yeah, thank you, Toastmaster Tarun, for the brief of timer and R counter role. And now G stands for grammarian. Our grammarian Toastmaster Abhirami. She worked as a control testing at the bank called Barclays and a chartered accountant by profession. She is like to sing Carnatic music a little. She is the part Sergeant at Arms, Vice President Membership, Vice President Education of Chennai Toastmasters Club. Now the stage is yours, Toastmaster Abhirami.
Thank you, Toastmaster Naveen. Yes, so getting into the role of a grammarian today, my primary responsibility will be to note down what are the good usages. Now, good usages can be vocabulary, it can be phrases, or it can be even quotes, whatever I feel is really good about the sentence. And the second responsibility would be to note down the not so appropriate usages. So I'll also give the recommendations of how better they can be used. And third, the other responsibility is to introduce the word of the day. Now, the word of the day for today is chillax. So for a change, let's enjoy. So I chose this word chillax. Now, chillax actually means calm down and relax. For example, we can use it like it's weekend and it's time to chillax. Yeah, with this, finally, when called upon by the general evaluator, I'll be submitting the grammarian report. With this, let me hand over the controls to the general evaluator. Over to you, Toastmaster Naveen.
Thank you, Toastmaster Abhirami, for the brief of grammarian role. And I have another set of team to evaluate the prepared speakers, but I will introduce it on the later part of the meeting. Now the stage is yours, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Srikanth Kutikrishnan.
Thank you very much, General Evaluator. Now that you have heard some hard facts, it's time to chillax. We have our prepared speech coming up for you. The first speaker, distinguished Toastmaster Venu Neelagandan, who works for the Airports Authority of India, a person who's known to revive clubs which are at the basement of the clubs across Chennai. He has taken up different clubs and have brought them back on their feet by his innovative thinking and mentoring and coaching. He's well known to inspire youngsters to join Toastmasters Club and a go-to person when it comes to find a solution that any clubs have been facing. Mentor to many and also a very inspiring personality since I've joined Toastmasters in the year 2018. And being the first speaker, he is going to be evaluated by another distinguished person, a Toastmaster, Abhijit Roy. I request Abhijit Roy to please read out the speech objectives of distinguished Toastmaster Venu Neelagandan. Over to you, Abhijit.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Today, distinguished Toastmaster Venu is going to deliver his second project of this is broken into two parts. The first part, which is already delivered, this being the second speech. The title of the project is Mission Accomplished. The timing is 8 to 10 minutes. And the objective that calls for is for the member to demonstrate his skills as a leader and a great public speaker. This second speech is for the member to share some aspect of his experience completing the entire project. DDM Venu, all the very best for your second speech today. And Toastmaster Shrikant, over to you to take the podium ahead.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Abhijit. Distinguished Toastmaster Venu Neelagandan. Mission accomplished. Mission accomplished. Distinguished Toastmaster Venu Neelagandan.
Thank you, TM Modi. Good evening, all. When I was the club coach for Downtown Speakers Forum, the club was struggling a lot. Particularly, the club had zero balance. So I was trying to get something for the club financially. At that time, one company called Matrix Car, they approached me and they asked my help to set up a new club in their organization. So they made it very clear that they want a club and so that they can help their employee to develop their communication skill. So I met with the higher official of that Matrix Car. I discussed, I told them very clearly, yes, that's a very good idea to start a new club at your company. That's really a great move so that it will help you to improve communication for your employees. But I told them very clearly, anybody can start a club. So if you have 21 members, you can charter a club. But chartering a club is not a big deal. But if you are going to start a new club in your company, I don't think that it will solve your problem that you actually want to get rid of that communication problems. So I told them, if you are going to start the club, it was just like buying a car without a driving license, without knowing how to drive. So I suggested them first learn the driving. You need to join a driving school. Like that, first you have to do a speechcraft. The speechcraft will help your members, means your employees, to be ready for a new club so that they can run the club. First they hesitated, but later they understood what I was trying to tell them. They said, okay, they are ready to pay for the entire speechcraft. So I was so happy because it's a double benefit. One way I'm going to help them to through speechcraft to develop their communication skill. Other side, as a club coach, I'm going to get some amount for the club which I'm coaching. That's a Downtown Speakers Forum. But I was waiting, nothing happened. I contacted twice. The particular coordinator said that she's trying, but nothing, any green signal. So I just gave up. But almost in the month of July, they came back and they said they are ready. They provided 19 participants are ready to join this speechcraft and they are ready to pay the amount. At that time, almost I finished my club coach because June 30th itself, my club coach tenure over. But promise is a promise. That's a quality of a leadership. I learned from Ratan Tata. So as I promised that amount supposed to be deposited into DSF account, as I promised, they paid the amount. And even though I am a member of Chennai Toastmaster Club, because I promised, I made it very clear, DSF is going to conduct this speechcraft. So members are ready, participants are ready. Now in next move, I have to find team leaders, a team for conducting that program. So speechcraft is not an easy task because they are paying some amount, so we have to give back something. They have to feel the value for their money. So I can't simply pick somebody who is ready to conduct the meeting. I want someone who is ready to commit themselves or someone who is ready to give back something to the society. So I was searching. At that time, I could find Toastmaster Abhirami, Toastmaster Lakshmi Narayana, and Toastmaster Vijayarajan. They accepted, they were ready to conduct the speechcraft. They accepted to be a coordinators. So accordingly, we started functioning. Here I have to mention about my team members because I was a little bit wondering whether this I have to face lots of conflict or something because 3 Toastmasters, somehow seniors, somehow there might be some ego class or something I had to face. But fortunately, they were all mature enough to handle it and so all flexible also. Because sometimes it's not just like an individual. Whenever somebody is not able to function, they fill the gap. So that way, my team members work a lot. So I had no opportunity to face the conflict. We usually have that problem, have to face that such a problems to face conflict between the team members, but I didn't have that chance thanks to my team members. Next, I had to find the mentors for all the 19 participants. So at that time, I had to search the Downtown Speakers Forum. Unfortunately, Downtown Speakers Forum, only a few are seniors, all others are mature Toastmasters. So again, I have to go to my home club, that's a CTM. So from CTM, many Toastmasters helped me, particularly Abhilas, Toastmaster Abhilas and others, they helped me. They agreed to be mentored for a few participants. So we started the program in the month of August. For me, even though I have conducted many Toastmasters speechcraft programs earlier, this one is very peculiar. I was a little bit struggling because this is the first time I'm going to conduct this speechcraft through online. It's a digital format. This is the first time I am going to utilize the digital format. So I was wondering whether I could do that. So first I had to learn everything, ABC of this speechcraft program through online. So I have to get acquainted with all the format, all the forms, how we have to conduct the program, how we have to utilize the online platform like that. So first I got acquainted. Then I informed my team also. They also well-versed somehow, and they came to know about this is the first opportunity. First time they are also doing so. They also got acquainted with the online digital platform. Somehow we started the program. And next, our big challenge was finding a role players, because every time we have to find the timer or counter initially. Evaluator, general evaluators. So being online, people are having some trouble because many times, most of the Toastmasters are attending many clubs through online. So finding particularly on Saturdays morning, it's a bit difficult, role players, because whenever we are approaching them, they said that we have already committed to another clubs or something. Somehow that also we managed. So one by one, we made everything ready for the speechcraft. We started in the month of August. So 19 persons. Slowly they started giving speeches. They sent their script to their mentors and they got reviewed, and some people really took it very seriously. Out of 19, I could say only 15 were so interested, and around 4, they felt that they are far better than others and this program was not for them. So that challenge also we had to face. Some people even didn't deliver a single speech. They felt that this is not my program, so I need not worry about that. Some, as a famous saying goes, you can lead a horse to river, but you can't make it drink. So instead of focusing on those 4, we just ignored and we focused on the other 15 who were really interested. So some people, I can say that around 7 to 8, they are really want this program. They enjoy this program because of their phone calls. Frequently we are getting from them, and they wanted to clear every doubt they had. And they used to talk to their mentors around 1 hour, particularly the Lakshmi Narayana had some mentees. They used to call him for around 1 hour, 2 hours. They wanted to develop a lot through this speechcraft. At end, somehow one by one, around 50%, more than 50%, they completed all the speeches. A few, because of the online platform, they did not complete the entire project. Still, they accomplished their goal. When we got the feedback, personally, I was not so happy. I would say that, I admit that, because the online platform, we can't have that connection. We can't give what we actually wanted to give. So I personally felt guilty because I got the huge amount from that company. I promised these senior officials that there would be a transformation. So with that promise, whether I accomplished that promise, that doubt I had. But when I got the feedback from the participants, one participant said that, sir, earlier, whenever we had that online meeting or any question from our seniors, we used to mute ourselves. We used to hide ourselves. But nowadays, we started answering. That's a real success, sir. Nowadays, we are facing the audience. We could talk to them without any fear. So that made me, okay, somehow we did something. So 8 weeks over. Next week, we are going to have the showcase session. If you want to know the success of this program, I welcome you all. I invite you all to attend that showcase session to know how successful this program actually is. So with that invite, let me conclude. Thank you for the opportunity. Back to you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, distinguished Toastmaster Venu Neelakandan, for sharing your valuable experience and how a club needs to be mentored and to bring them back on their feet. Thank you very much indeed. A very informative speech for all of us. Now we have our second speaker, who is the president of our club, Toastmaster Abhilash. And Toastmaster Abhilash's speech is being evaluated by Toastmaster Sharath. I request Toastmaster Sharath to please read out the speech objectives.
Thank you,
Over to
PM
you,
Modi.
Thank you.
So today, Toastmaster Abhilash is going to present his project from Effective Coaching Path, Level 1, Project 3, Research and Presenting. His project objectives are to learn or review basic research method and present a well-organized and well-researched speech on any topic. Timer, please note the time is 5 to 7 minutes. All the very best, Toastmaster Abhilash. Over to you, Team Modi.
Well, to share a very interesting thing about Toastmaster Abhilash, I'm sure he's one among the youngest president of Chennai Toastmasters Club, and he also had the distinction to host and to be the president of a milestone meeting. 800th milestone meeting is no mean achievement, and to be the president during that meeting when we had a president-elect of Toastmaster International who had been with us and spoke to us. Toastmaster Abhilash was the president of our club then. Toastmaster Abhilash is presenting a speech. The title of his speech is A Timeline of Money. A Timeline of Money, Toastmaster Abhilash. Over to you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the Day, for those warm words of introduction. A very warm good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. It is raining heavily outside for those of you who are in Chennai. It's a nice Sunday afternoon and I want to order food on Swiggy. And what do? I order and I pay through net banking or GPay. I feel like ordering any good on Amazon, and again, net banking comes to my rescue. I want to give a donation to a charitable organization. I write out a check for the desired amount. I want to go to the shop and buy groceries, and I pay using cash or my debit and credit cards. There are so many instances of using various forms of money in our everyday life. But what is money? Well, if you Google money, what is money? The first definition that comes on Google is money is any object that is generally accepted as payment for goods and services and repayment of debts in a given country or socio-economic context. The main functions of money are a medium of exchange, a unit of account, a store of value, and occasionally a standard of deferred payment. This definition makes even such an interesting thing as money so boring, right? But today, let us not dwell on the definition of money. Today, let us take a much more fascinating peek into the history of how money came into being. To learn this, let us all sit back and go 4,000 years into our past. Our ancient ancestors, who were farmers and traders, had what was known as a barter system of exchange to trade, to sell and buy goods. For example, let me say I am a farmer and say Toastmaster Shrikant is another farmer. So I grow rice on my farm and he grows wheat on his farm. So if I want to buy wheat, I just take some amount of rice to him and exchange it for an equal amount of wheat. Simple, right? Yes, so far simple. But what if I'm a wheat farmer and I wanted shoes? But the only shoemaker in the village does not want my rice. He wants only the wheat which Toastmaster Shrikant has. What do I do now? I have to first go to Toastmaster Shrikant, exchange some rice for wheat, take that wheat, and then go and get shoes. This made this particular system very cumbersome and a laborious process. This became even more tough if I wanted higher end goods such as sheep or elephant tusks, to name a few in those days. I would have to find out exactly what the seller of that particular good wants and then trade that and then get it from him. Now, our ancestors were also intelligent people and they recognized this particular problem as well. They slowly streamlined their trade and started using common goods like salt, sugar, animal skins, and weapons as a common medium of exchange for all other goods. This is where the idea of a common medium of exchange began. The actual use of coins as a means of money would come much, much later. But for now, let us travel a little forward to around, say, 3,000 years back. Here, Chinese people first decided that using these weapons or, sugar, salt as commodities was again cumbersome. So instead, what they did was they began to make small replicas of these animals or weapons using brass, and this they traded for a value. This was the first known exchange of where a certain common medium of exchange of these brass replicas was used to trade goods. And these were the ones which slowly evolved into the early age coins that we know today as the beginning of money. For a long time after coins were introduced, these coins, which were made of gold, silver, or brass and bronze, continued to be the standard of currency throughout the world. But things seldom stay the way they are, right? Two problems arose with the use of these coins. One was that each region had coins that were so unique to them, and hence there was no determinable value. The second was gold and silver being finite natural resources. These were fast dwindling because of the use of these coins. And this led us to the modern world of paper currency. Around 2000 years ago, again, the Chinese first introduced paper currency as an alternative to these coins. Today, where in our Indian rupee note, we have a photo of Gandhi and the saying Satyameva Jayate, the Chinese in their first paper currency, know what they had? They had the words, those who counterfeit this money would be beheaded. That was the statement which they had. And slowly, paper currency spread around Europe and to other parts of the world. But these notes were not produced by governments. These were instead produced by banks, private institutions, and other private individuals and used to trade. What happened was, because of this, these currencies again did not have a fixed value, and banks, in order to gain an unfair advantage over others, would buy up the entire currency in a country and ensure that that country faced hardships and assert their dominance. This slowly brought in government regulated money, and today we all have centrally regulated currency notes. And yet, remember what I told you about coins? Nothing stays the way, nothing stays the same. Today, with the advent of our digital revolution, we have now progressed to digital money using GPay or using other forms of net banking and all those. And even further advent in this is purely virtual currency, which is Bitcoin. Let me tell you an interesting fact here. Paper currency, which was once the most dominant form of money, now contributes just 8% of the total currency traded in the world. The rest 92% is now digital and virtual. Today, we have seen how money has translated from commodities to early coins to paper and now to digital. And now, as we remain stuck in this virtual world, let us see what is the next form that money is going to take. I am also wondering. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Abhilash. Thank you for giving us a background of the history, the evolution of money. And I always wanted to be a farmer, as you had referred me, but let's see. If things change for the better, I would definitely like to take up farming, grow my own food. Having said that, we have come to the end of our first session, the prepared speech session. Now we are going into the second most interesting part of today's meeting, the table topics. Before that, let me share something more interesting to you about what I've been talking right from the beginning. Why are people quitting the job in spite of the unemployment being at record high levels? Let's try to understand, where are these people going, quitting their job? What they want to do? Let's try to understand. The first reason, according to the survey conducted by Microsoft and other leading institutions in India, is because the benefits, the retirement benefits of a 9-to-5 job is not enough for people to take care after their retirement during the golden days of their life. And the second reason is because they are not happy of how the employers are treating them. And also the fear of the Wuhan virus is also giving them jitters for them to be locked down in a place where they have to be from 9 to 5. And even more interesting is people have started taking up freelancing, quitting their job. About 106 million Americans have quit their job already. And in all this situation, there is a big startup boom. A startup is happening across the globe. 1.4 million startups have been registered in America in the year 2020. And in India, we had about 1,600 startups. And this is all happening, though the fact the attrition rate in India in the tech sector alone is 23%. So what does this all make out to be? There are people quitting their jobs. There are people trying to find a job. Where do we find a balance? What is it you and I have to do in this situation? Is it a soul-searching idea that each one have to get back, sit down and try to figure out what we want to do with the rest of our life? Well, I leave that to you. There is something more interesting that I would like to share with you in the next part of my explanation about this whole thing, about this great resignation that is happening across the globe. So now to conduct the table topic session, we again have a very senior Toastmaster, Toastmaster Kalvat, who is with the HR department of an MNC, a person who has been with us for quite a long time and has been mentoring a lot of Toastmasters, and a very inspiring speaker and a very innovative table topic master. I'm sure he has something very innovative this afternoon for all of us to be happy about and to take part in this table topic session. I request Toastmaster Kalvat to take us through the next session, table topics. Over to Toastmaster Kalvat.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Srikanth Kottikrishnan. It's actually a moment. And good evening, Toastmasters and my dear guests. Today, I'm just playing the role of table topic master. Table topics are improper speeches. The purpose of the table topic session is to help members think on their feet and speak on the given subject for between 1 and 2 minutes. It also allows speaking opportunity for the guest and those who are not programmed for other roles on the agenda. Today, we have 7 non-role players. I request all 7 non-role players to take up this opportunity, and we will have a smooth discussion on the session. When I say table topic session, don't think that we have to discuss something is out of the box. It's more in terms of the real time what we are facing or what is the activity which we are doing. And I also request members to use the word of the day, chillax. Just use the word as chillax to chill out today's session. Before we can go on, let's begin the session. We have 7 non-role players today, so let's try to utilize 100% of the non-role players. I would like to call first Toastmaster Nanda. Toastmaster Nanda, you are there?
Yes, TD Master, I'm there.
Good evening, Toastmaster Nanda. So as you all know that today is rainy day, so we will have rainy as a theme for today's session. And it's more in terms of an understanding about your interest on the rainfall. So for your topic, what do you like about rainfall? I repeat.
Yeah, please repeat the topic.
Like about rainfall.
Okay, so have I got the topic right? What do I like about rainfall?
Correct.
Yeah. Good evening, Toastmasters and guests. Thank you, TT Master, for the fabulous topic, especially when it is raining. Nothing about rainfall is really good. So rainfall, if you think it actually takes me back to my childhood days when we used to go to our native place, right? So usually rainfall comes during our half-yearly holidays, especially in and around Chennai. It starts basically from mid of September to early October or mid of October. Of course, now it is being a little bit moved even more further, but those days it used to be from mid of September to the mid of October, which coincides with our first term or half-yearly holidays. So those days we used to be in my native place. So we used to all the lakes and ponds and rivers, everything would be full of water. So we used to play endlessly in them, swim all the day and catch fishes and fry the fishes there itself, have some fabulous food, drench in the rain, play in the rain, and have all fun during those days. So rainfall especially takes me back to those days, days when we were all ignorant, and what we basically did all day was chillax, right? So we used to chill all day, have some great food, which is prepared by your grandmother and all your parents as well. And those days are this is what it brings me when I think about rainfall. Another aspect which thinks me about rainfall is nowadays people complain whenever they say rain, oh, it is slushy and it's painful, it's already wet, all that stuff. But we need to go a little bit back in time when Chennai had a extremely dry spell for almost 5 to 6 years from 2010, from 2009 to 2014, that time frame, where we all were dependent upon water tankers to survive for our daily water needs, right? So whenever we think about rainfall, we should also be thankful to nature that we don't have to suffer again, and should be happy that the rain gives us plenty of water to survive and have a good life. So those are the 2 memories which immediately comes to my mind: my childhood days and my sufferings in Chennai when there is a scarcity of rainfall and scarcity of water. What do you, TT Master?
Thank you, Toastmaster Nanda. Thanks for your time. And the second topic, which I would like to give it to Toastmaster Vijay Aditya. So Vijay Aditya, Toastmaster Vijay Aditya, are you there?
Hello. Yes, I'm there.
Hi, Toastmaster
I'll take
Vijay Aditya. Great. So just to make it, because it's a snacks time now. So, and as you all there, we are there. Just want to understand what are your favorite foods during a rainy day. I repeat my the session question or topic. What are your favorite foods during rainy day?
Yeah, my favorite foods during rainy day is the topic. So during rainy days, people usually feel relaxed or calm, as there isn't much to do. We feel very relaxed, and we feel we need to eat something in the evenings. So most people go, most people like to eat hot foods and something like that. So I like to, I also like to eat something hot, as the climate is very cold outside. So something like hot milk or badam milk like that will feel very refreshing to eat during the rainy seasons, especially when it is when it's when it is slightly raining and there's like cold air coming in. So many people also like to eat something like vada or something very light and not much heavy. So so that's so that are the foods that I like to eat. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Toastmaster Vijay Aditya. So this is reminds me our club's post the evening vada or bhaji. So even though I won't eat much, but so now I can able to think of that bhaji and bondas. Good here. The third topic I would like to give it to the guest. Any volunteer from the guest? We have good number of guests today. Any volunteers?
Toastmaster Kalwat, I think we have 2 volunteers. So guest Mahesh and guest Pooja both have raised their hands. So you can call both.
Oh, great. Sorry, I couldn't able to see here. Okay, so I can just go with guest Mahesh Chandran. Hi, Mahesh. Can you able to hear me?
Oh, sorry, I was on mute. Welcome. Thanks for welcoming me, Toastmaster Kalwat Shire.
Great. Yeah, thanks for volunteer yourself for the table topic session. So your topic goes like this. So which movie or song or book does rainfall reminds you of? I repeat, which movie, song or book does rainfall reminds you of?
So the topic is which song, movie or book reminds you of rainfall? So there are several movies, several songs and several books that describe about rainfall, and they also show various pictures of depicting rainfall and how how this rainfall is a good thing or a bad thing in the life of a person, right? So there are several of them, but I want to take a different view of whether the rainfall was there in the book or whether it was there in that particular song. I was kind of thinking that it would have been nice that if there was rainfall in a certain song that I used to like. Apparently that particular song doesn't have rainfall. So which is called Fana, from the movie Fana, Chand Safarish. So this particular song, it talks a lot about languages and lot about the love between two people and how the male and the female, they want to show their love. But that was actually, in my opinion, was losing the picture because there was no nature in that. So I felt that it would have been nice if there was a image of rainfall, if the scenery was shooted in a rainfall, so we would have had a much better visualization of what that love depicts. So this particular song, in my opinion, I actually didn't have rainfall in it, but if it had rainfall, then I thought it would have been a nice, song to me. So that's all I wanted to convey.
Thank you, Mahesh Chandran. Well connected to the dots and as well as the topic. So well done, Mahesh.
Thank you, Kalvat Shahid, Toastmaster.
Yes, Pooja, you are there?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
And then,
Yeah. So I just want to give this topic to you. What are your favorite rainy day activities?
favorite rainy day activities.
Correct.
So, as everybody has pointed out, what do we do in rainy days? And the word of the day is also related to that, chillax. So basically, I also, whenever it's raining, I feel like, taking rest at home, chillax, just sleep and, listen to songs, take rest during, because we take rest only during the days when it's raining, because rest of the time we are just, running about doing our daily works. We stop our works when it's raining outside. It's the only time that we take rest. If it's not raining, we'll be out doing in our office or other works. So the only activity that I like to do during the rainy days is taking rest, sleeping. Apart from that, listening songs and eating lots of foods. As one of your topic was to eat what are the favorite snacks. So eating hot things such as vada, bhajis, and any hot beverages like that. So that is the activity that I like to do during the rainy days. Oh, that's all.
Great, Pooja. I think this is the first time you are attending the table topic or Toastmaster, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Looks like you are the experienced one, so you cracked that session. So well done, Pooja.
Thank you. Thank you.
This next topic, I would like to invite Toastmaster Nagendra Bharati.
Yes, Toastmaster Kalvat Shahid.
Sir,
I hear me?
You on your narration on this topic for you to hear your storytelling thing. The topic is for you is that what do you think about sound and smell of rain? I will repeat. What do you think about the sound and smell of rain?
Thank you, table topic master Kalvat Shahid. What do you think about the sound and the smell of rain? The sound, it sounds like music coming from an instrument like violin or guitar, and it smells like our village paddy field. As I am coming from village, during the rainy season, we go out and play in the fields. At that time, we didn't care about our health. Nowadays, we are very much afraid of going out. But that was the time when we enjoyed playing in the rain. So we have a lot of paddy fields around our house. So we go there, and while we are playing, we were able to get the smell, that odor of that paddy. And when we are walking, we used to slip because of that rain. And that also, immediately we will get up and we will start laughing. So that was the experience we had during rainy season. And also the sound of the rain. Along with the sound of the rain, we used to get that sound of that small creatures in that paddy field. That also make it as a group song or a group music. I don't remember the name for that. It's a combination of several instruments. It's playing like Ilayaraja's music. At that time, Ilayaraja was not there. We were thinking about K.V. Mahadevan's music at that point of time. So all these sounds were like music to me. All the sounds were, all the smells were like the grains which were floating in the fields. It could be paddy or it could be some other grain. All these smells and sound made us to enjoy that rainy time at that time. Nowadays, we are just sticking. We are chillaxing inside the house. We are not able to move out, worrying more about our health. Hence, these rainy days bring out the memories of my younger days. Thank you. Over to you, Kalvat Sai.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nagendra Bharati. You never disappointed me. So even your speech has taken through me the body feel where I can able to imagine how it will look in this rainy season. Thanks for this speech, Toastmaster Nagendra. And we have Toastmaster Sibi. Are you there? Toastmaster Sibi. Toastmaster Kani.
Yeah, I'm there, sir. I'm Kani. Yeah, I'm a
Hi,
guest actually for the today.
Great. Good evening, Kani.
Yeah, good evening, Kalvat.
Kani, I mean, the topic for you today is, would you rather dance in the rain or stand up by the side? I repeat, would you rather dance in the rain or stand by the side?
Yeah, so if I'm right, the topic is to stand aside or to dance in the rain. Am I right?
Yes.
Yeah. So actually, I'm a father of 2 kids. My kids love to dance in the rain. Of course, I love to dance with my kids. So that's a beautiful moment, and we love and we enjoy the moment to the core that we are going to the heaven, and we feel my kids so much that they are dancing with their father, and I love that to be with my kids while dancing in the rain. And the feeling really gives a form of a pure love between a parent and a kid, and we are actually weightless. We are enjoying in the rain, and we find that we are counting the drops of rain falling on us, and we find that we are actually thanking God that God has given rain for us to enjoy in that moment with my kid. So that's what I like to do when the rain comes to my terrace.
Yeah. Thank you, Kani.
Thank you.
Yeah. To just dance or enjoy in the rain, there is no age limit. That is you proven. So even if you are young or you are father of or grandfather of anyone, but the mindset of yours definitely will be there till the life. So thanks for this. You are sharing your thoughts. And I'm just trying to close it out with the last topic. I think we have Toastmaster Lakshmi Narayanan with us. Toastmaster Lakshmi Narayanan.
I'm sorry, I was on mute.
Hi, Toastmaster. Yeah, so I hope you heard when Kani was talking about his experience, and even I'm still believing that you also have a similar experience, like irrespective of all. I want to share, I mean, I want you to just share your experience when it comes to this topic. My friend, a friend of mine thinks rainfall are romantic. So what do you think about this, Lakshmi? I repeat my topic. A friend of mine thinks rainfalls are romantic. So what do you think?
No, maybe your friend thinks that way. For me, it's not the age to talk about. It's nothing to do with the age also. I have much pleasant experience than being romantic, not just with the girlfriend or just with the nature as well. Because I have an entirely different experience with rain. Probably I was from the northernmost part of Chennai. I was very close to the Red Hills area. You all know, right? It's going to open up. So the all fun I had is that we friends go out for fishing. Whenever they open the lake, we will be looking for, when it's heavy rainfall, we'll be looking for this lake to be open, the shutter, and we get the water out. The first thing will come out is large fishes out of it. To be honest, I'm not good in catching fish, but we love enjoying going out in the fields and looking for the fish. I was zero in it, but it was quite fun, drenching the rain and going and catching those fishes, and then coming back and then having food with these fishes. That was the most exciting part. That is more romantic to me at that age than what it is now, because playing with the kids, like-minded people in the water and the rain, and watching rain and enjoying rain is maybe we can call that as more romantic than anything else. As you get adult, the romance means something different. Let's take it that way as well. Thank you, and over to you, Toastmaster Kalvat.
Thank you, Toastmaster Lakshmi Narayanan. It was a good. Okay, so overall, I think we covered all the non-role players, and I think every discussion went very well. So I would like to surrender this control to Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Srikanth Krishnan.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Kalvat. A rainy day and the topics related to the rain. Absolute perfect combination. And you also had us munch on those virtual budgies and vada, hot kappa, all that. Thank you very much, Kalvat. It was a pleasure that you had conducted this afternoon's table topic session. So now we have come to the last part or the last segment of today's meeting. And the next one is going to be the evaluation, the most waited or anticipated moment that all of us would like to hear from the general evaluator. Even before we could go into that, before I could forget about what I read this morning, about all that is happening, there is, as I've told you, there is resignation happening, there is unemployment going up. What an irony is all this all about? And when I read about this even further, it is such an interesting time to know that whenever mankind as a whole has to face an unfavorable situation, or a situation which they never comprehended in their life, there is a shift in their working attitude or in the employment attitude, whatever you may call it to be. Whenever we as human beings, we as a human race, when we face something together, it happened. Here are a few statistics for that. World War I, if my memory is right, 1914 to 1918. The men went to the war, they were at the battleground, they were at the war front, they were fighting. What happened then? The women started entering the factories and started taking up jobs. There was a shift in the working environment. Women started working. Then came 1930, the Great Depression. What happened? Everybody started clinging on to their job. Whatever job they had, they started clinging on to that. What happened next? In the year 2008 and 2009, it was Great Recession. People wanted safety in their job. Job security started coming up. What happened next? 2019 and 2020, the pandemic came. And people who survived the pandemic, who survived the virus, they started valuing their life more important than the job that they had. They had the gut feeling that they deserve more than what they have been going through. Literally not interested in the rat race that the corporate has been teaching us. And people had a paradigm shift in the working atmosphere. This is all that is being summed up as Toastmaster Abhilash taught us or gave us some insight about the evolution of currency. The job has started changing when we face something which was unprecedented in our life. So the question is, what are you going to do? Let me conclude that when I hand over the control during the next session back to the presiding officer. Now I request our general evaluator, Toastmaster Naveen, to please conduct the general evaluation session. Over to you, Naveen.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Srikanth Krishnan. Change will not come if we wait for some time or some other person. We are the ones we have been waiting for. We are the change that we see. Here, the evaluation for the prepared speeches. First, I would like to call Distinguished Toastmaster Abhijit Roy to evaluate Distinguished Toastmaster Venu's speech. He is a business development manager in oil and gas services industry for the past 12 years and Toastmaster for the past 3.5 years, served as a club coach, club mentor, and club sponsor. He is the division first runner-up in table topics and also a area first runner-up in speech evaluation contest. Now the stage is yours, Distinguished Toastmaster Abhijit Roy.
Any project that needs to be executed needs to have few things. Now, for a speaker like Toastmaster Venue, who is going to deliver a distinguished Toastmaster project, a lot was in stake. And if something which is in stake for a project to be executed, you need a PPE, which is protective personal equipment for the purpose of safety, isn't it? And that is what Toastmaster Venu did in a speech. He had used PP and E, not the protective personal equipment, but a purpose, plan, and an execution strategy. Now I'll tell you how exactly he entirely executed the project. He had a purpose. He was appointed the club coach of Downtown Speakers Forum, which had absolutely no funds to run the club. So what he had planned, the second P, is to do a speech craft alongside with the corporate club. To start off with the club, having two different elements. One, getting the funds. Number two, also to charter a new club. Parallelly, both balancing together. Number three was the execution. How you can execute. To have an execution strategy. To have an execution strategy, Toastmaster Venu had few things in place. That was a team. Team which composed of three names that he already mentioned, how he interacted with them, and how, of course, to conduct a speech craft, how the role players, which was anyways a challenge during the virtual setup, he managed to execute that. Three things which of course he executed: the PPE, the purpose, the planning, and the execution strategy. Mission accomplished. Kudos to you, Toastmaster Venu. But when you already have accomplished a project which is of a big quantum, which are the areas you can probably as a project manager have as a lessons learned to implement in future projects? Number one is when you execute a project, you need to demonstrate great leadership qualities and as a great communicator. Somewhere in your entire project, I was expecting to hear more from you about your journey as a well communicator. How well you kind of communicated with your teammates. How was the speech craft organized in a way, and what role did you have a role of a keynote or of an educational session moderator, something where you communicated? And how as a leader did you face the challenges and you overcome that? Those elements, if brought into this project, would have shown more light and more visibility of your entire speech. And the second message is, when you say mission accomplished, that is a mission accomplished for distinguished Toastmaster Venu. But for the audience, we wanted to understand what if we take this project in the near future could be an add-on for us as individuals. All in all, to summarize, great speech, you had all the elements, a little work on these snippets can make your future journey as a project manager even more vulnerable. All the best, and over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Abhijit Rai, for the brief evaluation. Now, I would like to call Toastmaster Sarath to evaluate Toastmaster Abhilash's prepared speech. He is a research scholar at IIT Madras and doing his PG. His hobbies are doing exercise and reading self-development books and listening motivation videos. He is the past Sergeant at Arms and Secretary of Chennai Toastmasters Club. I would like to call Toastmaster Sarath to evaluate Toastmaster Abhilash's speech.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator Toastmaster Naveen, for the introduction. So today I'm going to evaluate our President Toastmaster Abhilash speech. Abhilash, let me tell first the part which I liked about your speech. Number one, actually there's a saying that if we take the role as a president, we will not develop our communication skills. There is a common thing which is going on around all the members, including me, but you have broken it. As a president, you have a lot of other responsibilities, but still you are giving the speech monthly, and you are inspiring us. Kudos to that, first of all. And second point is the subject that you spoke is very, very much needed. That is on money. And you are a chartered accountant, and that's add credibility to your speech. So that's the second point I have. And number three is regarding the content, regarding the organization of this speech. The speech was well organized. You used the chronological order, right from the barter system, and then coins, and then paper currency, and right away now at cryptocurrency, that is bitcoins. So you clearly told the advantage, disadvantage, why this came, why that came, all those things in a well organized manner. So that is very much beautiful. And number 4 is the clarity that you have. You are stretching each point, each word, Abhilash. So that's the plus point which I personally observe, that you are not running, you are stressing each point, you are making a point to the audience. So you are very much clear in what you're communicating. So this is the point which I like the most. Now, after your request to evaluate critically, I have few points to recommend. Number 1 is regarding the opening of the speech. So as per me, opening is something which will answer the audience, why should I listen to you for the next 5 to 7 minutes? So that should be answered in opening with some kind of curiosity or something. Maybe in today's topic, we might have asked like, how many of you know what is written in our currency note? Some may answer Satyameva Jayade. How many of you know what was written in the first note? So something like that, which will make the audience to think and connect. Number 2 is the eye contact. And today, what I done, I just zoomed in. I just clicked your image and I zoomed in to monitor carefully. And I was looking at your eye contact keenly. It was very good, but in between, I feel like it was not at the camera. So it was little deviating for me as an audience. So maybe you could have taken care of that. Number 3 is on the research, Abhilash. So since this money topic is very much needed and very much interesting, I have learned personally regarding the barter system, the history of money little in school, but I need to learn much about the savings. How can I save money? And regarding that part, since you are a legend in chartered accountancy, you can enlighten us more on that. It could have been beautiful. So to summarize, it was a very beautiful speech, well organized and nicely researched, and good clarity in delivering. Only part opening and eye contact, and finally little more research on extra topic would have been added value. Thank you so much for this opportunity. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sarath, for the brief evaluation. Now it's the time to get the report from TAG team. Now I would like to call Tarun to present the timer report first and again a counter report.
Thank you, General Editor Toastmaster Naveen. I will just share the timer report. One second. Yeah. So, coming to the prepared speeches, our distinguished Toastmaster Venu took 10 minutes 25 seconds, and Toastmaster Abhilash took 7 minutes 27 seconds. Both the speakers are qualified. In table topic speeches, all the speakers are qualified. Toastmaster Nanda took 2 minutes 14 seconds. Toastmaster Vijay took 1 minute 1 second. Guest Mahesh took 2 minutes 14 seconds. Guest Pooja took 1 minute 1 second. Toastmaster Nagendra Bharati sir took 1 minute 3 seconds. Guest Khani took 1 minute. So Toastmaster Lakshmi took 1 minute 20 seconds. In the evaluation part, our distinguished Toastmaster Abhijit took 3 minutes 29 seconds, and Toastmaster Sharath took 3 minutes 30 seconds. In evaluation, both the evaluators are qualified. I'm sharing my R counter report. In the accounter report, myself as SAA, Toastmaster Tarun had 1 R. Toastmaster Abhilash and Toastmaster Shrikant Kutikrishnan were flawless. Toastmaster Naveen as general evaluator had 1 hour. Me as timer, Toastmaster Tarun, had 1 hour. Toastmaster Tarun as our counter had 2 hours. Toastmaster Abhirami was grammarian. As a grammarian, was flawless. In prepared speeches, our distinguished Toastmaster Venu had 2 hours. Toastmaster Abhilash once again was flawless. In table topics, Toastmaster Kalvat, our table topic master, had 3 hours. Toastmaster Nanda was flawless. Toastmaster Vijay had 3 hours. Guest Mahesh, Guest Pooja, and Toastmaster Nagendra Bharati were flawless. Congrats to them. Guest Kani had 3+ hours, and Toastmaster Lakshmi had 2 hours. And no one had any repeated words. And coming to our evaluation team, our distinguished Toastmaster Abhijit Roy was flawless, and Toastmaster Sarath had 3 hours. Thank you. Now over to Toastmaster, our gender evaluated Toastmaster Naveen.
Thank you, Toastmaster Tarun, for bringing the brief report for timer and as well as our counter. Now I would like to call Toastmaster Abhirami for the grammarian report.
Thank you, Toastmaster Naveen. Yes, so here goes the grammarian report, and let me share my screen for that. So firstly, on the usage of the word of the day, which is chillax, we have 4 Toastmasters who have used the word of the day. That's our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Srikanth, our TT speaker, Toastmaster Nanda, guest Pooja Jain, who is again a TT speaker, and Toastmaster Nagendra Bharati. So they are the 4 people who use the word of the day. Congratulations to all 4 of you. Now, in terms of the good usages for today, first, let me start with the Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Srikanth. He had a lot of good usages. I tried to pick those few in order to have, because of the time restriction. So the whole theme around the great resignation is by itself an amazing phrase. Startling. The word startling is to surprise somebody in a way that slightly shocks or frightens them. Then he uses phrase something being at a record high, which is where in the stats that is the highest ever recorded. Okay, the next word is cling. Cling is where you hold on to something tightly. And then paradigm shift is like the ideal shift, the shift which is like the paradigm most, the ideal one. And unprecedented is never done or known before. So these are the good usages. Now, Toastmaster Naveen Raj, as general evaluator, he very beautifully defined the evaluation process. I like the way he defined it. Evaluation is a process of making value judgments over a level of performance or achievement. So I like that part. Moving on to the speakers, I like the way distinguished Toastmaster Venu said, a promise is a promise. It is very powerful when it is said twice. And learning the ABC of something is where you learn the basics of something. Get acquainted with something is where you get familiar with something. The next speaker, Toastmaster Abhilash, he also had a lot of good usages. Some of them are to streamline something where you make a process more efficient or effective. You're making it more organized. To dwell on something is where you dwell is to live in at a specified place. And I like the way he said things seldom stay the way they are. Things keep changing, rather than saying that this way was more stylish. Then the next word, dwindling. Dwindling is where something gradually diminishes. Now moving on to the table topic speakers, our Toastmaster Nanda used the word slushy. Slushy is where the dirty mixture of mud and water, that's called a slush. And having a dry spell is the period where there is no rain. I guess Mahesh Chandran used the word apparently. Apparently is where, as far as how much ever you know to the best. So you use that word at the start of the sentence. I like the way Toastmaster Nagendra Bharati compared rain, the sound and the smell to the music and the paddy fields. And our guest Kani, the layering was amazing, where he started at first, I'm a father of 2 kids, then my kids love dancing in the rain and I love dancing with them. So this layering was very good. Our evaluators, distinguished Toastmaster Abhijit, use these words, take the podium ahead, which is like, let me hand over control. So this is a little different. Instead of that, we can use this. And this abbreviation PPE, purpose planning and execution strategy, the abbreviation was really good. It was very catchy. A lot of things at stake is where you have a lot of things at risk. Snippet is a small piece or a brief extract. And the last evaluator, yeah, where you make a point to the audience. So I like that usage. And the way he defined opening. Opening is where, you know, you define whether the audience want to listen to your speech or not. That is really amazing. Doing the grammarian role, I realize that I'm learning a lot of vocabulary from people, which otherwise I really do not realize. And this role has, you know, made me realize that. Thank you. Over to you, General Evaluator Naveen Raj.
Thank you, Toastmaster Abhirami, for the brief report on the grammarian. Now it's the time to hear the General Evaluator report. Meeting started on time and the role players are briefed very well about their roles and they performed as good. All role players are joined before the meeting to check their audio and video was good. And especially TT Master engaged all non-role players for the table topics session. It was really nice and topics were really related to our current scenario was good. And as per the recommendation, I would like to tell need to improve the strength of attendance because our Toastmaster Tarun is doing the both role for timer as well as our counter, and need to reduce the back out at the last minute of the meeting because Toastmaster Ashwini backed out and Toastmaster Bharat backed out at the last minute. And especially Tarun managed that timer and as well as our counter. So kudos for that. And that's the report. Now the stage is yours, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Srikanth Kottikrishnan.
Thank you very much, General Evaluator. It has been a very great meeting now that we are getting to the close of today's meeting. And here's what I want to leave you with. The question that you have to ask yourself rather than me telling you, should you continue with your job? Should you quit your job? It all depends how you feel about yourself. Is the present job giving you satisfaction? Is it taking care of you, your family? Are you able to put your bills, pay your loans? And are you happy doing your job over and over again? Is it something that brings a smile on your face every single day that you step out of your house to get back to your workplace? I'm not by any means glorifying resignation. Don't ever fall to the trap or this idea of great resignation until and unless you are sure that what you want to do is going to take care of your basic needs and you're going to survive what you have to face when you step into an uncharted waters. My dear friends, the decision is yours. I'm just sharing with you what I read a couple of days back. I felt very compelled to share this with you so that you can make a decision which is very useful and which is a very wise decision that you think it over and do. Thank you very much. You have been a wonderful audience. I really loved being your host. As always, I keep telling CTM is a place where you can come, learn and grow. Every meeting of ours is having a lot of takeaways and today is not going to be any exception. Thank you very much. God bless you all. Take care of yourself. There are more rain forecasts for Chennai. So make sure you step out of the house absolutely necessary with your raincoat and your umbrella. Thank you very much once again. God bless you. Good evening and back to Presiding Officer Toastmaster Abhilash. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Srikanth Kottikrishnan, for having taken us through the meeting in such a wonderful manner and being such an amazing host for today's evening. Let us now hear some feedback from our guests that we have. So I think we have quite a few guests with us today. So Pooja, I believe this is the first time you're joining us. Could we hear some feedback from you?
Yes, so it's for the first time I'm joining this session. I was having a mixed feeling like how the session will be, and because the other reason is it's on virtual mode. So how effective will this session be? I was just wondering about it. So I found it very interesting, and it was participative as well. Like generally speeches are always, sometimes people feel it boring, but none of the speeches were like that. In fact, on the virtual session also, it was very participative, I felt. And the way in the session goes, I mean the feedback session, like about the grammar and the other evaluation also. So I found it very interesting and looking forward to continue with this club further as well. Feedback.
Most welcome. Thank you, Pooja. Most welcome. So next up, could we hear a few words from our guest, Kani?
Hi.
Hi, Kani.
It is. It's very interesting. And last time I attended for a couple of sessions. After that, I could not able to continue the meeting because of my personal work. And today I was there for the entire session, and I find it's very interesting and informative. And when I was searching for something like public speaking or something like which I want to on leadership skills. So one of the things which comes to me was a Toastmaster, which has come and popped up for me. So I was just looking for, and I was keep in touch with Lakshmi Narayan. Lakshmi Narayan was able to get me in. Thank you, sir, for getting me in. And I really enjoy the session. And I think I will be learning a good lot of stuff from here, which will be useful for me. And I will also try to give it back to the society in the same way.
Amazing, amazing. Thank you so much, guest Kani. Definitely do join in. Thank you. It is now time for us to move on to the results for today's meeting. Let us now proceed forward with the awards. The best tag role player for today between Toastmaster Tarun, who was the timer and the hour counter, and Toastmaster Abhirami, who was the grammarian, goes to Toastmaster Abhirami, a grammarian. Congratulations, Toastmaster Abhirami. Moving on, the best role player for today from amongst our TMOD, TT Master, and our general evaluator, who's none other than our TMOD, who was such an amazing host throughout. Toastmaster Shrikant Kutikrishnan is the best role player for the day. Congratulations, Toastmaster Shrikant Kutikrishnan. The best evaluator for today is none other than Toastmaster Sharath. Toastmaster Sharath is the best evaluator. Congratulations, Toastmaster Sharath. The best TT speaker for today is none other than Toastmaster Nanda. Congratulations, Toastmaster Nanda. And finally, the best speaker. So thank you, everyone. So I've been voted as the best speaker. So thank you all. This now brings us to the end of today's meeting. I request all our members to please stay on, as we'll be having our business meeting shortly.
Can I switch off the recording?
Yeah, so meeting number 801 is now adjourned to next week. We may now switch